Blue Ox Productions presents 2014 Ural EFI throttle body modification. Well, I'm starting on the mod that I wanted to do, and the first thing I have to do is to remove the throttle body. So pretty simple. You have your compliance fitting clamp. You have to take off your air intake hose. You have to take off this fitting. If you can see, that's real simple. There's a screw back there. You take that screw off, and then that's a Torx bit, and then this comes off. It's got like a O-ring, so it's kind of a little bit difficult to take off. You have to take off this connector, and you slide that little lock back, and it's kind of a sealed connector, so it's hard to get off. And then you have to take off that connector right there, and that's a pretty simple thing to do. Is it's got a little, I can't get my hand back in there and show you, but it's got like a little arm that you flip back like that, and the connector slides off. And one other thing you have to do is you have to disconnect the cylinder head temperature gauge as well. You have to disconnect that from the wiring harness. And so I'll start on that. So I have the left throttle body off, and the modification I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be installing a vacuum port on both sides of my thing, and I'll tell you the reason why after we get them installed and do a video on it. But it's got 10-30 seconds threads with a little O-ring, and so what you need to do is I drew a circle around the high rise spot on the throttle body, and so you need to drill and tap a hole right through the center of that high rise spot. And if you look inside, I don't know how well you can see down in there, try to get the light, but it's pretty much open, and that spot on the throttle body is made specifically for doing something like this. And you can see there's a spot on the underside too. You drill like right in the middle of that, and then you could tap a hole and put in the vacuum port. Okay, I got the hole drilled and tapped. I put a little bit of blue Loctite on there, and I installed the vacuum port. You can kind of see the hole up inside there a little bit. Try to get a little bit better light for you. You can kind of see it shining through right there. And then the good thing about this is I could either leave that there and cover it up, or because it's threaded, I could pull it out and put a bolt down in there, and then that way I don't have to worry about that vibrating loose or something. I did use a little bit of blue Loctite on it. So now I'm going to put this all back together, and then when I do the other side, we'll head down and try to balance it using the harmonizer. And there it is with everything installed back on the bike.